lot of concern about, what's happened in my life, because I've mentioned before that I've, lost my husband and my son. And I want to talk to you today about my husband. And, I've been kind of thinking about him all day anyway. I'm back up here in Idaho with my daughter, and this was one of my husband's favorite places. He brought me up here on our honeymoon, and he always wanted to land here. Well, anyway, my husband and I got married in 1987. I was almost 33, and he was almost 36 when we got married. Started a family immediately. In October, on Halloween of October 2000, my husband turned 50 years old. He was a traveling salesman, so he was gone a lot, but he hadn't been feeling really good. And I know he didn't make it home for his birthday that year because he was out on the road. He did come home on the following day, on the 1st, and he was just really, really sick. And I remember he had a fever, and I was playing the piano for my kids' school program that night, and I said to him, if you're not better by the time I get home, or if your fever's any higher, I'm taking you to the ER. Well, when I got home from the school program, his fever was almost 105. Took him to the ER, and that was on November 1st of 2000, and the next day they diagnosed him with chronic lymphocytic leukemia. At the time, they didn't think he was going to make it through the weekend. Got him started on chemotherapy, and he bounced back. And finally, one of the oncologists said, oh, he's got a good, 25, 30 years left in him. Something else is probably going to doom him before this leukemia does, because it's a real slow-growing leukemia. And from what I understand, it is. And it was. So for 17 years, we were on this roller coaster ride. He'd go into remission, he'd come out of remission, and the leukemia would come back worse. He'd start another round of chemo. In 2017, he just started declining. You could tell, there was secondary cancers starting to pop up. And he had one right behind his eye here. Matter of fact, we had a PET scan done early on in 2017, and it lit up like a Christmas tree. And I can't tell you how many times they told me that he wasn't going to make it, that this was the end. I just never believed the doctors, because he always bounced back. Well, we moved our daughter up here to Idaho in August of 2017. That was a rough trip for him. He was just very tired, and he was having medical issues that we needed to get home to take care of, and he was starting another round of chemo. So the chemo started his platelets just nosediving, and what was happening was he was having a chemo treatment on Thursday, and they were taking him back down on Friday for a platelet infusion. This was going on for several weeks. So, we would get hopeful because his blood counts would look better, and then the very next week they'd be plummeting again. The last thing my husband wanted to do was lay in bed dying a slow death. So the grand scheme of things, the way things happened, was good for him, terrible for the rest of us.